Hey, this is Cristiano Linity. Thank you for finding your way back to another video of mine. So if you watched my last video, you're already aware that in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to start a freight brokerage. Now, I don't expect you to know what that is right away, but I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for clicking on this video once again. Before we start, however, if you do know me, you know that I like to be completely transparent with my audience. I like to share my total cash savings as of today compared to when I started this channel. The OGs know that was about $85 cash. Well, as of today, we're at about $6,700, which means that I'm only $3,300 away from starting my next business. That being the one that I discussed in my last video, which is going to be a car rental service. However, in today's video, we're going to be talking about freight brokerage, which is a business that I can only dream of starting in the future. And I say dream of because this is a very expensive business to get into. However, if you have the money laying around and you've been thinking of starting a side hustle, this is absolutely perfect from you. You don't have to do anything physical, and you can most definitely get rich off of this one. So what is a freight brokerage? A freight brokerage essentially means that you are a broker. Freight meaning either trucks, trains, or ships. But in today's episode, we're going to be talking specifically about trucks. And yeah, I'm talking about those big 40-foot trailer trucks that you see on the highway on your way to your 9 to 5. I bet you never think about it, but somebody pays for those trailers to be shipped. Somebody pays for those containers to be filled. Somebody is getting paid somewhere. And it's a lot of money. So if you'd like to dip your toes into this business, this is the perfect video to be watching. But if you want to learn a lot more in depth, I recommend you go check out G-Face on TikTok. G-Face is actually the one who gave me this idea and motivated me to go do my own research on the topic. So shout out G-Face, go check him out on TikTok. And without further ado, let's get into this video. So the number one thing you're going to need to know about becoming a freight broker is to get trained. Don't train yourself. Now, I've done a good amount of research, but I still need to get trained if I ever want to get into this business for real. And as you know, I never claim to be a professional about any of the side hustles that I discuss on this channel. I just like to bring these underground side hustles to light so more people can get into it, and hopefully myself as well in the future. So the next thing, as with any business you dream of starting, you're going to need to acquire your legal documents. So some of the legal documents you would need to start a freight brokerage is an FMCSA, otherwise known as an MC authority number, a BOC3, a business registry number, and a freight broker bond. A freight broker bond is an agreement between a broker and a carrier to ensure payment. Now, the third and most important thing, you're going to need money to start this. That's why I said in the beginning of the video, if you have money laying around, this would be perfect for you. But you are going to need a minimum of $20,000 if you want to even start this business. So if we divide that $20,000, these are all the expenses that you're going to need to get started. You're going to need about $10,000 for a down payment on a truck. And I know $10,000 doesn't seem like a lot, but if you want to get into this, now is the time. Markets are very low for this industry right now. If you want to get into becoming a broker, this is the right time to get started. Because that same truck that's worth $10,000 now is going to be worth $30,000, $40,000 in like 5 years. Next, you're going to need $4,000 roughly for a down payment on your insurance and about $3,000 for a down payment on a trailer. Now we're talking about a 40-foot trailer, so $3,000 isn't that bad, and it's going to get paid back pretty quickly. And finally, you're going to need about $2,800 for your paperwork, so for your MC, your DOT, your W-9, and your escort. So like I say in all my videos, go do more research on all of those, because in this video I cannot explain to you in detail what all of that paperwork entails. So just take some notes and go do your own research. Alright, so number 4, you're going to need a driver with at least 2 years experience and a CDL. So a CDL is a trucker's driver's license. Not just anybody can drive a semi-truck. So if you want to be a driver, you're going to need to go acquire a CDL and or hire a driver with at least 2 years experience and a CDL himself. Alright, now this is very important to know if you want to get into this industry. 95% of companies will not want to work with you until you have at least 1 year's experience under your belt and an inspection on your company. This means that you have to be a freight broker for at least a year before anybody even wants to work with you. Now, how does that make any sense? How are you going to get your 1 year's experience if nobody wants to work with you for the first year? Well, there's a way to combat this. The things you can do are warm calling. So these are people that you already know in the industry. So you can call up your buddy who's already in the industry, whether he's a truck driver or he's a freight broker himself, and you can tell him, listen, I started a freight brokerage and I'm gonna need some loads to get myself started. The next thing you can do is cold calls. So you could cold call companies and tell them the exact same thing. Hey, I'm a new freight broker, I need some loads to get myself started. Would you trust me to carry some loads for you? Give them a little pitch, maybe tell them you'll do it for a little bit cheaper than the competition, but that's going to be the second way to combat this. The third way is going to be advertisement. So you could advertise your new freight brokerage on social media such as Facebook, Instagram, or any other social media. And the fourth one is going to be load boards. So you can find load boards online by simply typing load boards. And what a load board is an online marketplace which connects shippers and carriers and posts available loads. So you can go on a load board and you can see companies that have loads available to be shipped. You can contact them and tell them that you're available to ship their load. And most of the time they'll be pretty happy, because if it's on a load board, it means that they don't already have an available shipper. Alright, now let's get down to the numbers, the money that you can expect to make as a freight broker. Now I'm going to be using the biggest numbers, the biggest examples to make this more simple to understand. This isn't always what you're going to expect when you're a new freight broker. So most freight brokers will make anywhere from 3 to 15% of the total load cost. So for example, you're making 15% of the total load cost and the total load costs $7,000. You can expect to make around $1,050 just for picking up the phone as a freight broker. Now, depending on distance, drivers will either be paid an hourly wage or they're going to get paid by kilometer or mile depending on where you're from. So drivers will be paid about $1 to $3 per kilometer. And say you have a 40-foot container, shipping costs vary from about $1,500 to $7,000. So if you have a couple trucks, you could really be making a couple $1,000s every single day as a freight broker. And this can really become beyond a side hustle at some point if you take it seriously and you get multiple trucks on your fleet. So I really hope I opened up your mind to a new business that you could get into. I really want to clarify that you go do your own research after watching my videos, because I am no expert on any of the topics that I discuss on this channel. My job is simply to do the baseline research and inform you on what I know. But like I said in my last video, you can hit me up on Instagram at LVLONDE, where I'm going to answer all of your messages and we can become online business partners for real. So as usual, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I wish you wealth, I wish you health, and I wish you riches. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.